Now, according to my own experience, since very young age, 6, 7-year-old, already started to learn those important texts wrote by Nalanda master. So
it's evolving. You're making this Buddhism is evolving every day.
What?
It's
so some important text, root text, we learned by heart. So since childhood, we already learned by heart. So therefore, these days also, you see some text I recite like that. So we kept the Nalanda tradition, so we extensively use reasoning, logical approach. So therefore, say now since last now almost I think 40, 50 years, I have sort of serious discussion with modern scientists. Since we always investigate, not faith, not belief, so therefore we can discuss with modern scientists. And modern science, the external thing, their knowledge very good, still the research carry. But about inner world, about mind, about emotion, the modern science, you see, they never pay attention, they do not know. So now last few decades, I have serious discussion with modern scientists about our inner, I usually call our inner world. Modern education very much pay attention about external world, not internal world, mainly mind, emotion. So
exactly.
So you see, many scientists now really appreciate the Nalanda tradition about psychology, about logical approach. So therefore, you see, we both, to scientists, about emotion, about mind, and how to develop inner peace. So I usually see describing the hygiene of physical, hygiene of mind or emotion. So now today's world really need hygiene of emotion, because a lot of problem because of emotion. So in order to deal with emotion, you should have fuller knowledge about the whole system of emotion. Emotion is part of mind. So now here, the mind, the 5 senses of organs, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, like that. But emotion comes with 6th mind. So
now,
regarding the 6th mind, the modern scientists have very little knowledge. Now gradually pay attention, now gradually their knowledge now increasing. Otherwise, you see, very limited. So therefore, we can, we can discuss about sixth mind. And with that, sixth mind, not important eye consciousness, ear consciousness, but brain. Brain,
Okay.
this side, or front side brain, mainly related with eye consciousness, seeing, hearing, smelling, like that. Then they hear this part of brain, usually most of emotion related with this part of brain. And similarly, the wisdom, Buddhists call kasa, vipassana, or shamatha, single-pointed mind as a shamatha call, then vipassana, analytical meditation. All these, you see, carry work this side of brain. And then we also usually make distinction. The sixth mind, grosser level, more subtle level during dream time, the more subtle level of sixth mind experience. So at such sort of level, you see, there is possibility, you see, to remember past life, and also sometimes, you see, can feel what things going to be or future. That's
Future.
not grosser level of mind, more subtle level of mind. Then most subtle level of mind is at the time of death. So now there are cases, people, even you see, few weeks after death, brain stop, but still body remain very fresh. So that shows subtle, innermost subtle mind consciousness still in the body.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Now,
few days or few weeks, like my senior tutor, 18 days remain on that level. And recently some monk in Taiwan,
Language, 13 days.
oh yes, sorry, it's my teacher, 13 days. Then recently, one monk who stay in Taiwan, 그들이 이마 가
26.
그래서
26 days.
about 26 days remain the subtle level of mind. See, medically already dead. The heartbeat no longer. So blood circulation to brain no longer. So clinically dead, but body remain very fresh.
how do you achieve that through meditation?
Oh, through meditation, yes, through meditation.
And I've heard that you wake up at 3:30 every day in the morning to meditate. Is that true?
Yes, a part of my meditation, you see, the breathing control. But my main meditation is analytical meditation about ultimate reality, according Nagarjuna and Chandakirti is in their way of thinking, their way of reasoning. I always remember, I always think, very useful. Then with that, you see, firstly, I try to find where is I, self. this is my body. And with this body, my voice. Then with this brain, my mind. So where is I? What do you think? Where is I?
I?
We can say this is my body, my voice, my mind. But where is I?
Here?
The Nagarjuna.
Where's I? You tell me, Your Holiness.
You can't find. Just a mere designation. Otherwise, no independent
No independent entity.
independent sort of entity like body. So,
Well, that's one of my questions, Your Holiness. I've noticed that nowadays there's a lot of people worried about how they look more than anything else. They exercise, they diet, they try to stay in good physical health or fit. But what about the mind and the soul? There seems to be more cases of depression and anxiety, and numbers are rising every day. So social media gives us the illusion that we are all connected all across the world, but in reality, we have become not only disconnected from each other, but divided as well. We watch movies or visit digital platforms to escape our reality for a while, but we end up enslaved to it. We are addicted to our cell phones, computers, TV, tablets, and that kind of modern slavery makes us feel depressed. So my question is, how can we take care of our mental and emotional health for a happier state of mind? I mean, how can we take our soul to the gym?
now that is very important. Now, up to now, materialistic world, not sort of touching about mind or sixth mind. So all the emotion, you see, is related with sixth mind. So emotion, you see, creates a lot of problem. And meantime, the antidote of destructive emotion also must develop within emotion. Now, such as anger, fear, these are part of our emotion. Then antidote of these destructive emotion is compassion and deeper understanding, like that. So now, according to quantum physics, you see, they already make distinction, appearance and reality. So most of the destructive emotion based on appearances. So now some student who study quantum physics, you see they some kind of feeling. The ones who study quantum physics and more sort of convincing that, and then grasping on the basis of object reduce less. So this is exactly the ancient Indian psychological. Already, you see, mentioned that all the destructive emotion based on appearances, all the constructive emotion is based on reason, such as compassion, altruism, based on reason. So we can reasoning. Therefore, we can meditate and increase through meditation. We can increase. Anger not based on the reality, just appearances. So anger, such emotion, no proper base, just on the level of appearances, like that. So this is exactly the ancient Indian psychology mentioned that. Now today, firstly, modern education never pay much attention about mind. Now gradually some scientists pay more attention about our mind. So these days I used to describe the physical health important, but more important is mental health.
Absolutely.
Mental health, calm, peaceful, and wise. Then physical also, the physical health also automatically improve. Mental level, too much fear, too much anger, then physical also eventually suffer.
Exactly.
Now, and then these, you see, knowledge, although come from some ancient Indian spiritual text, but the subject itself we should consider as an academic subject, not religious subject. As about mind.
Absolutely.
We are not talking about next life or these things. We simply, try to know about our emotion, like that. So now, modern education should include some education about mind, about emotion, and how to tackle emotion, without touching any religion, like that.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. And suppose I feel there's a lot of people that's not happy nowadays. So what is exactly happiness? Because I feel that we all have a false perception of happiness. We all look for happiness, and we feel that happiness will come from having food on the table that is reasonable, or a roof over our head, or something. We feel that happiness is buying a car or a yacht. But in order to buy those things, either food or a yacht, we need money. So in our head, the math is money equals happiness. But in order to make money, people do terrible things. There are white-collar criminals, corrupt politicians, crooked entrepreneurs, but we also have burglars, kidnappers, human traffickers, and other types of people who do horrific acts in order to make easy money. And then they justify their choices by saying that they do all this in order to support their families, that that's the only way to feed their kids or pay rent or buy them a house or a car. And then they believe that once they achieve all that, it will make them happy. So my question is, can these people ever find true happiness? And what is happiness? What is it? And how do we cultivate happiness?
I think happiness or the pleasure, or sensorial level, usually we concern the sensorial level, sort of some pleasure, but real pleasure, because of the pleasure, happiness related with peace of mind, calm mind, that very much related with mental level, not sensorial level. So mental level, calm, then automatically fear, suspicion, these automatically reduce. So fear is the cause of unhappiness. and doubt,
Exactly.
like that. And self-centered I, that also causing more problem. So altruism, think other. As now some scientists, even scientists say, we are social animal. Any social animal, biologically, a sense of concern of the community, like animal. Any social animal, you see some kind of sense of concern of the community. So we are social animal right from the beginning, from birth. You see, our life depends on mother's care. Then the child with mother and a family member, and the childhood at a young age, the children don't care about others' religious belief or different nationality or rich or poor. So long, play together, smiling. Then children always happy. So there is sense of community there, basic level. Eventually we join education. Then we make distinction, different religion, different nationality, different color, also the different family, rich or poor. All these now gradually, you see, we created these things. That's the basis of very much sort of also the concept of we and they. At a young age, play together. You see,
Yeah.
so long, you see, smile each other, play. You see, occasionally, children sometimes to say, or say, kaza, ka, scratch. Otherwise, otherwise it's very simple. So at that time, I think they very much alive, the very nature of social animal. Now think that we actually, the community, firstly, on small family, then your neighbor. So now, today's reality, whole world, Easterner, Westerner, Northerner, Southerner, we are part of that big human family. So now we should develop sense of sort of oneness of 7 billion human beings. You see, that automatically reduce fear. We are human brothers, sisters, same. So I always was telling people, we are same human being. As I mentioned earlier, to children, they don't care what nationality, what color, like that. So therefore, that sort of oneness of human being, that we must preserve, and through education must sort of develop. So my number one commitment is I'm trying to develop sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. I myself, with that belief, wherever I go, whether I meet some European, some Asian, some African, I have the deep sort of sense we are same human brothers, sisters. Then mentally, no barrier.
Yeah.
If I too much sort of emphasis, I'm Asian, I'm Tibetan, and then religiously I'm Buddhist, then you yourself, you see, make distinction and some kind of barrier.
Yeah.
So now today, we really need a sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. My future depends on them.
Absolutely.
Humanity
Absolutely.
happy, I will get maximum benefit. If others suffer, now today, there are a lot of conflict.
Yeah. And now that you were talking about kids, that they don't make any distinction, I think that we lose something when we grow up. Why we start dividing us between races and color of our skin. Why kids not? What do we lose when we grow up?
Our education system. In education, as I mentioned earlier, at a young age, they don't care. Once join education, then you see the less emphasis, basic oneness of human being, not much talk. Rather, my nation, my religion, my community, that creates problem. So now education have very, very important role. Now today's education very much very much concerned about material external thing. Now in education we should include education about our mind, about our emotion. Then you see, in order to have more calm mind, altruism is very important. And biologically, we are a social animal, so altruism is very, very key factor. And in fact, I think the whole world, including animals or birds, their existence very much based on taking care, altruism.
Yeah, and now that you were talking about being one all together, it's not just people, but also the animals that live in this planet, right?
So I think in education we should include, usually I mention the peace of mind is hygiene of emotion, that should include, we should take care as much as taking care about hygiene of physical. Now similarly, hygiene of emotion, I think very important. So now education.
Now, Your Holiness,
Existing modern education, I think just material value, these things should include about inner mind, inner world, peace of mind, like that. So education.
Education.
The present education is half taking care about this body.
I hear you. Your Holiness, I would like to talk about laughter and humor. I'm a comedian, so I would like to talk about humor because I see that you are a very joyful leader, despite all the horrors that you see in the world every day. Many of our world's political and business leaders hardly smile. Maybe they fear not being taken seriously, but you're a leader who dares to smile, a leader who makes jokes and laughs all the time. You're tickling people, and however, people still respect you. So my question is, what's your secret and why is humor so important to you?
Firstly, I have firm belief oneness of 7 billion human beings, all human brothers, sisters. And basically, we all have the emotional level, some positive thing, some negative thing. through knowledge, this destructive emotion firstly destroy peace of mind and friendship. And the whole family, some suspicion, some jealousy, then happy family, even one happy family at the beginning, very happy, but eventually some jealousy, some sort of distrust, and then gradually become difficult family. So all these not depend on material value, but rather mental level. So main cause of the emotion thing is altruistic compassion. So long compassionate mind there, then you feel completely free. If you have some sort of less or the sense of concern of others' well-being, always think yourself, and then sometimes artificial smile, and then many artificial things have come. That instead of create sort of trust, but more doubt, more suspicion. So I think we should have more knowledge about our mind, a whole system of our mind and emotion. So our life, if we carry our life according basic human nature, more compassionate, then much better. When we with our mother, you see, very sincere. You see, no sort of fear. And actually, we survived with mother's milk, like that. Then gradually, you see, we become, in a way, clever, more clever. That brings more artificial life. Smile, laughing, sincere laughing, very good. Sincere smile, very good. Artificial smile, sometimes you see a sarcastic smile.
Exactly.
Sometimes artificial smile. Some diplomatic officials, a lot of smile, but too much. That category of diplomatic smile.
But I think one of the secrets of happiness is laughing and smiling. I can see that you are very, very joyful. You're like a kid, no matter your age. You're always behaving like a kid, and I think that's part of. When I was young, I was at school. Everyone was telling me, "You stop playing. You're like a kid." And now that I'm old, basically, I don't want to lose that inner kid that I have, because I think that's the only thing that keeps me alive and keeps me happy. So, and I feel that you're much like that. I feel that you are still a kid. And you like to tickle everyone. You like to make jokes. You're very down to earth. So, and I think that's part of the secret of happiness too.
So, ultimately, altruistic attitude. Not only we human beings, but also other animals. If you keep more altruistic attitude, and even animal, automatically, day by day, then they also show us trust. Some dogs, when you give some something to eat, with smile, with sincerity attitude, they appreciate very much.
Absolutely.
Other hand, you give some food, animal, but without smile, some threatening, then you see no way to develop trust. So altruistic attitude bring trust. Trust brings peace. So now,
But Your Holiness, I do a lot of altruistic work with animals, especially. But I face that a lot of people attacks us, the people who like to help animals, because they say that we should be doing other things. They consider that animals are not part of the they don't deserve to be treated as the same as humans, and we're constantly attacked. And I see a lot of, for example, I see a lot of hatred everywhere around the world, but especially on social media. In today's society, people get easily offended by everything. And because of that, everyone is afraid of either helping an animal or in my case, that I'm a comedian, we're afraid of making a joke because we can be crucified. So I feel like people are laughing less. I truly feel that the world is losing its sense of humor. So my question is, with so much pain in the world and all the negativity on the news each day, how can we maintain a sense of humor?
everything, all human activities which come out, what's the altruistic, then everything very positive, like smile, laughing, out of altruistic, then it shows very sincere, very good. Other hand, some suspicion, some sort of what say, the cleverness. With that smile, laughing, these instead of bring more sort of happiness or satisfy, but create more suspicion, doubt. So then even smile or some jokes with negative emotion, then always you see create problem. So now today, I think world, we really need we really need sense of oneness of human being. We have to live together. Easterner need Westerner. Similarly, so that not through teaching, not through as religious sort of teaching, but through education. Existing education system today, I think something lacking. The whole nation, you see, the education everywhere considered very important. Now then you see that education provide human being more wrong concept and narrow-minded. So therefore, now I feel education, modern education, have the certain things lacking. Now, in education, we should include about mind or these things. Now, look, in India, over 3,000 years, already, you see, develop the concept of non-violence, concept of compassion. This Sanskrit or Indian language, karuna. Sanskrit, I think, karuna, compassion. Ahimsa, kasa.
Non-violence.
Ka.
Non-violence.
Kasa. Sanskrit kasa.
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa. These two words, ahimsa, non-violence, then karuna, compassion. These two words in this country, almost 3,000 years, you see, already sort of also familiar, these two words, compassion and non-violence. But emotion comes with sixth mind.